Moses was a good man, known for his kindness and wisdom. He lived a simple life, filled with peace and contentment. Every day, Moses took care of his sheep, guiding them with gentle hands. He led them to green pastures, ensuring they had the best grazing spots. He made sure they had plenty of water, always finding the freshest streams. One day, while tending to his flock, Moses saw something strange. It was a bush that was on fire. Flames danced around it, but the bush wasn't burning up. The fire glowed bright. It crackled and popped, yet the leaves remained green. Moses had never seen anything like it. Wow, Moses whispered. What is that? Moses was curious and a bit puzzled. He decided to take a closer look. His heart pounding with anticipation. As Moses got closer, a voice boomed out. Moses, Moses. It was a voice unlike any he had heard before. Moses stopped in his tracks. He was surprised and a little scared, but also intrigued. Moses looked around. Who was talking? The voice seemed to be coming from the burning bush. I am here, Moses, the voice said. Moses looked closely at the bush. Could it be? I am the God of your ancestors, the voice boomed. I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Moses trembled. He knew this was no ordinary bush. God was speaking to him. Moses quickly took off his sandals. He knew he was on holy ground. He bowed low to the ground. Moses was ready to listen. Moses, God said, I have seen the suffering of my people in Egypt. Their cries have reached me, and I am deeply moved by their pain and hardship. They are slaves to the Pharaoh, forced to work under harsh conditions and treated cruelly. I want you to go to Pharaoh. Ask him to let my people go. Moses was scared. Me? He asked, his voice trembling with fear and uncertainty. But I'm not a leader, Moses protested, feeling overwhelmed by the enormity of the task. I can't even talk well, he added, his self-doubt growing. God reassured Moses. Don't worry, God said. I will be with you. I will help you every step of the way. You are not alone in this mission. God gave Moses a special staff, a symbol of divine power and support. This staff will help you perform miracles, God explained, showing Moses how it could turn into a snake and back again. Moses felt a little better, knowing he had God's support and a powerful tool. But he was still scared, the weight of the responsibility heavy on his shoulders. Moses the Brave. Moses went to Pharaoh. He told Pharaoh to let the Israelites go, but Pharaoh laughed at Moses. He refused to listen. So Moses raised his staff. God sent plagues upon Egypt. The Nile River turned to blood. Frogs hopped everywhere. Locusts covered the land. But Pharaoh still wouldn't listen. Finally, God sent the worst plague of all, the death of the firstborn. Pharaoh's heart softened. He agreed to let the Israelites go. Section 5. Freedom for All. Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt. They were finally free. After years of suffering and slavery, they could now taste the sweet air of freedom. But Pharaoh changed his mind. He couldn't bear the thought of losing his workforce. He sent his army to chase after them, determined to bring them back to Egypt. The Israelites were trapped between the Red Sea and Pharaoh's army. Fear and panic set in as they saw no way out. Moses raised his staff again, trusting in God's power to save them. God parted the Red Sea. A miraculous path appeared before them. The Israelites walked across the dry seabed, amazed and grateful for this divine intervention. The waters crashed down on Pharaoh's army. The Israelites were safe. Their enemies were no more. God led Moses and the Israelites to Mount Sinai. guiding them every step of the way. There, God gave Moses the Ten Commandments, a set of divine laws to live by. These were special rules to live by. The Israelites were free, not just from physical bondage, but also spiritually. They learned that God was always with them, even in tough times. This journey was just the beginning of their new